I'm Peter Vrabec. I'm a pharmacist at St. Clair Hospital in Baraboo, and it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you today. And I would like to give you my take on our new reality in the world of always. Our HCAPS training has taught us that we will only receive credit and therefore reimbursement when the patients fill out their surveys and they assign us a score of always. Well, this week we're being asked, and we're asking our coworkers to imagine a new reality. I hope to give you an idea of what I've come to know in my journey as a pharmacist over the past 38 years. Patient care has always been at the center of my life. My father was a family physician. My brother and sisters are all in the medical fields. I've worked in large teaching hospitals, small community pharmacies, but most of it has been at St. Clair and Baraboo. So as I've gone from a young pharmacist to a not so young pharmacist, the increasing complexity of healthcare, and especially complexity for billing, just astounds me. But the work environment that taught me the most were my travels to a rural healthcare clinic in southeast Haiti. Some of you know that Haiti shares the island of Hispaniola in the Caribbean with the Dominican Republic. It's about the size of Maryland and has about 9 million people. It's the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Most people make under $2 a day. And in Haiti, I became part of a medical team, and for the first few years that I went, beginning in 1999, we saw general medical patients, but we kept seeing over and over significant eye disease, especially cataracts. Now, my brother's an eye surgeon, and now my son is. And so I was asked, hey, can't you get together some of your friends and family and bring an eye team down? Oh yeah, by the way, there's 9 million people and 25 ophthalmologists in Haiti. Yeah, do the math. So again, before and after the earthquake, the people of Haiti continue to struggle on a daily basis. Complete lack of infrastructure makes daily tasks that are simple for us impossible for them. So many people will walk for days, weeks, sometimes months to wait for us before our yearly eye trip. On a trip a few years ago, in fact, we had a patient who, one of the interpreters came and said, you have to see this guy. It's like, why? Well, he's been here, since before Christmas, and now this is the first week of February. Oh, really? Okay, so we talked to him through our interpreter, and where are you from? Well, Jacmel. Oh, that's not that bad. It's 40 miles. He walked. Oh, by the way, he can't see. He's got bilateral, little orphan Annie eyes. And he had a small handkerchief, and those of you that have been to, third world countries, that people carry all their possessions with them, and he had a small handkerchief, and in it were some little tools or devices, and we said, what's that? And he goes, they're my tools. Your tools, yes. Well, I'm a dentist. Well, I was a dentist, but now I can't see. My wife has left me, took the children because I can't work. I can't provide for them. Can you help me? Well, Dr. Stock said, let's do him first. Okay, so we did. And he's one of the few patients we've done both eyes. We try to, stretch our resources as far as we can, so on patients with bilateral cataracts, we'll do one eye, but for him, we did two. We really felt, this was a very good case. So after we removed the bandages the next day, he could see. He knelt down in the OR, opened his Bible, and was able to read it for the first time, and started singing. Talk about overwhelming. So he said, I'm going to write your names, my Bible, and I'm going to pray to God every day. Cool. What's your name? David. There are no HIPAA laws in Haiti, so David, the eye surgeon, was my first experience, and wow, what an experience. We've had other guys pretty interesting. We did a guy with, he was blind in one eye from glaucoma, end-stage glaucoma, and the other eye had a cataract, so we could fix him. And usually when they're in post-op, we through interpretation, it's like, who's going to get you home? Can you come back tomorrow morning? And because he's hopping on a horse, and we're like, who's with you? And he goes, my horse. Well, he's blind. He's like, how are you going to get home? And he goes, the horse knows the way. Okay, all right. So So it was actually 6 years later, I'm on another I trip and I'm in a Jeep and we're in the middle of Haiti where, it's a 60-mile trip from the airport in Port-au-Prince to the clinic. We're about halfway there. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. We got about an hour of sunlight. We stop for a nature break and middle of nowhere. And I go to start the Jeep back up and it doesn't turn over. And for years of listening to car talk, I know that I got a dead battery. And I'm like, oh no. So like a guy, I get out, open the hood, look in. Like that's gonna do anything, but that's what guys do. And all of a sudden a guy runs up in a little motorcycle, and he starts taking the battery out of the truck that I rented. So I said to my interpreter, Jean Tolbert, what's he doing? He goes, he says he's going to fix your battery. It's like, great, now my battery's getting stolen. I got an hour walk in either direction. Oh my. So about a half hour later, the guy comes back with my battery, puts it back in, boom, it starts up. I'm like, wait a minute, I am in the middle of Haiti. What's going on? So Jean Tolbert, my interpreter, talked to the guy, and he says, oh, by the way, a dentist named David has a solar power regeneration station a couple miles away. He heard you were in trouble. Wow. So when the UN came to help after the earthquake, they brought cholera with them. And among thousands of non-governmental organizations, millions and millions of dollars, as you know, have been pledged to rebuild homes, but only a fraction of that has been completed. So after the earthquake, many hoped that this would be a new reality for Haiti, but they're still waiting. And yet, despite the struggle, the people remain resilient, hopeful that God will listen to their prayers. I've been blessed to receive from them guidance with regard to patient care. We're reminded that to provide proper patient care, we must care for the patient. When each patient becomes as important to us as our own family member, then we know that we've started to feel the essence of our purpose. We want them to feel as though we always care for them, but more importantly, about them. We do this reflexively, without thought, because it is at the core of who we are as people. In our modern, highly integrated healthcare systems, accountable care organizations, we can become so attuned to satisfaction scores, core measures, reimbursement issues that we forget that we're caring for people. And while our ACOs are our new reality, my hope is that in the drive for improvement in the new reality, we don't forget why we're here, to reveal the healing presence of God in each and every one of our patients. So I'll leave you with a Haitian Creole saying, Petit, petit, n'arrive. Little by little, we'll get there. Thank you.